What is going on, everybody? Chuck Hook here. I wanted to make a quick video. I haven't made one in a few days, and a couple of things happened. Nothing really major. There's a site I kind of wanted to point to. This is here'stheevidence.com, and it pretty much gathers all of the evidence that's been kind of brought um, so far. So from voting legislation, illegal votes cast, and it kind of ranks them based on how significant it is, what the claim is, the state. I guess there's kind of the source here, the type. So there's like expert witness, there's material, historical context, things like that. So just kind of wanted to bring everybody's attention to this. Mm. So yeah, I mean, there's this here, and it seems like it's a pretty good site, and I guess it's kind of a one stop shop, which is nice. But I don't really think, if you just think about the logic of all of this, just to give an example. So I guess Biden had some speech or something he gave yesterday when they did the electors, and by the way, the Republican electors all voted for Trump. So I don't know what the significance of that is. If it's just kind of, um, just brownie points for, you know, the upcoming elections or next election, so they appease their um, voters and say, oh, I stood for Trump, or so it could just be posturing, but who knows. But anyway, he had something like 40 some thousand views or something. I have to kind of look. If I go on YouTube here, um, let's see, Biden. I don't know if I could Biden speech. 36,000 views. Uh, this is, I guess, 400 and I think 497,000 views. But I think when he streamed, there was only like 20 some thousand people that watched or something like that. So for a guy that got 80 million votes, I mean, and you look at this, for example, this half a million views. When you have these hearings in like Michigan going on, and like Right Side Broadcasting and all those guys are streaming that, you get like 100,000 people just watching that stream. Okay, just to give an example. So the fact that someone that got 80 some million votes only got a half a million views, and probably if you go through all of the channels, just in terms of views, I mean, I'm not counting live views. Live views, I'm sure there were probably barely any people watching it. And the only reason I think they said something like out of the people watching it, most of them were people just making fun of them. So it was just, I would say more than half of the people that are watching any Biden stuff are just there to troll. If the comments are open, or if the chat's open or whatever. Um, but you really don't need to go looking too far to know that this was the fix was in here. Um, I think first and foremost, uh, just in general, his rallies, nobody showed up. No only press showed up. Where Trump would have tens of thousands of people at his rallies, nobody was showing up for Biden. Um, Biden, I mean, he was actually down at one point when he was in the primaries. He wasn't even number one for quite a while. Uh, and then somehow, some way, I guess people just realized that, you know, they needed to, Biden was probably their best chance to put in there that they could kind of fix it because it's Biden. I mean, no one's going to believe that Tulsi Gabbard's going to get 80 million votes over Trump. So I think they knew going in that Trump was going to win, and they had to kind of fix it, but they had to make it look good. So obviously, the most logical choice of people that they could say, well, it was because Biden was former vice president. Biden is not as far left; he's more central, or whatever the case is. They had a lot of excuses why they could say that Biden won. Um, but things like Biden underperforming in New York City, Biden underperforming in Chicago, and there was somewhere else where he underperformed to a major city, but it wasn't one of the swing state cities. So he underperformed in New York, where he underperformed Hillary. Uh, so that's a big significance. The other thing is too is like um, how much Trump won by in Florida, and Florida is really a good indicator because Florida is with their new whatever when they revamped the election stuff after the 2000 fiasco. I think it was very hard. It's very hard to cheat there. So you could see that Trump completely gained in Florida over when and he outperformed 2016 by a lot. Because I think in 2016 he only won by like 2%, and now he won by like 5 or 6 or something like that. So uh, you don't need to look far to know something was going on here, and there's way too many witnesses, way too many people that have done the forensic audit of these machines, showing that the machines flip votes. One of the counties, I think in Michigan, uh, there was something about, I think generally there's like a certain percentage that would have to be like a certain percentage of votes that would be adjudicated, which means there were problems with them, and it's like 0.00 something 1%. And in this county, 68% of the votes had to be adjudicated, which means that's when, in my previous video, when that girl in Georgia went in and was able to just choose, override um, somebody's vote and then choose another person. So, she could go in and choose Trump over Biden. She can go in and choose Biden over Trump. She can go in and just say, well, they didn't vote for anybody. You know, that's, going through that adjudication process. So, that enabled her to be able to do that. And it didn't matter because all the ballots that they scanned anyway, you could go in and click all that stuff. But obviously, you have to feed the machine a ballot in order to do that. Um, and that's where those boxes of ballots that they were showing in, uh, I think it was Michigan with what's her name, Ruby Freeman. Uh, that's where that came in, and yeah, it's just way too much evidence out there. Nobody's paying attention to it. Another thing they did was they were investigating Hunter Biden, but they didn't say anything because supposedly they had a new rule or a new law that they're not going to investigate anybody like that during the election because it might have an effect on the. Well, I mean, fucking obviously. I mean, why wouldn't? I mean, if Hunter Biden's or if Biden's son Hunter is going and making all this money in China and doing what he was doing, and you know, why wouldn't that be released? Because I mean, people should really know that this is what's going on. This is his family. I mean, I'm sure if Don Jr. or Eric Trump or Ivanka or whatever was involved in something like that, it would be 24/7 nonstop news. Um, so there's that. Uh, there's just a lot of different things going on, and now all of a sudden they're gonna investigate Hunter, and I can guarantee what's going to happen is they'll find nothing on Hunter and say, "Yep, we investigated it, and he's good to go." And now Hunter Biden's gonna, if his father does somehow end up getting in, he's gonna go back to, you know, he ain't going to go back to Ukraine because I think if he goes there, he'll get arrested. So, and I don't even know if Joe Biden can go to Ukraine without getting arrested. I think they're both named in the lawsuit. So there's that. Um, but you don't really need to look too far to see that Trump won, and he won by a lot. Um, just all the bullshit going on. Uh, with the defund the police and all that kind of stuff. Um, you know, all the unrest and everything. People don't want their city to be turned into a place where some Antifa horde can come in and just completely take it over. They don't want that. So Trump won, I think, by a lot more than uh, what they were saying. I think that someone posted uh, a map where I think Trump had like 316 electoral votes actually. Um, so I don't know what's going to really come of all this stuff. I mean, there's talk of some executive order from 2018 about foreign interference. So I mean, there's that. Bill Barr got fired. Um, Marie Petrolamo, I forget her name, said that a intelligence source told her that Trump did win. Um, so I don't know what's going to happen in the coming days. I think we're obviously past that 14th date, which honestly I don't think any of the dates matter except for January 20th, because I don't think the Constitution mentions any other dates other than January 20th. So all this safe harbor and all this other bullshit I don't think really matters. But it seems like he's not giving up. He's not conceding. So I don't know what they have in their back pocket. Rudy's been pretty quiet. I haven't, but I don't know, um, what else they can really do. They did the whole, Texas. That was supposed to be the so-called Kraken, and the Supreme Court cucked out of that. Then somebody posted about that the Supreme Court that the reason why they did that was because of death threats. So there's also that, and a lot of this shit, and I'm sure a lot of people would probably come forward, but I think a lot of people are just scared to do anything. Um, they don't want to, uh, come forward and be in the spotlight, and then I think there was like some woman came forward. She was like a contractor for Dominion, and she was getting death threats and this, that, the other thing. I mean, I don't think people really want to go through that either. But I really don't know what happens at this point. I don't know if the Supreme Court's going to get involved at all anymore. I think really the big thing to me is the forensic audits of these Dominion machines. But I mean, I have to assume that all of these machines have been purged. Um, that there is no more information on there. They're probably wiped completely clean. So I don't know if that's even going to do anything at this point. Uh, so yeah, but we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. I mean, it's only Tuesday. There's still Wednesday, Thursday, Friday left. Someone was talking about the 17th, which is Thursday. I mean, I don't know, but if anything does come out significant, I'll definitely make a video. But again, as far as moving the goalposts, or driving the ball down the field the other way, not much has really happened. Um, it just seems like a lot of these, uh, Democratic, these liberal judges and all this, they don't want to hear anything. The Biden camp's completely, they're not saying a goddamn thing because they're just hoping to ride it out till January 20th. Uh, and then someone said that Biden said he had a cold or something. So who knows where that's going. Would be funny if something happened to Biden before the 20th. I don't even know how that would work because people didn't vote for Kamala Harris, so I don't know how that would even work if something to happen to Biden and they're not even in the office yet. Um, yeah, so we'll see what happens. Again, this is a very good website. Here'stheevidence.com. Definitely check it out. You can click on the source and this kind of stuff. Um, again, this is like illegal votes, and they rank it based on the significance. So I guess it goes from uh, 0 through 4, 4 with the exclamation point being the most significant. So definitely check it out. And again, if I hear any more information, I'll definitely make a video. But we'll see what happens if nothing comes through this week, and nothing really nothing moves the goalposts. Maybe I'll make a quick video, just kind of a status of maybe next week. But hopefully we'll hear a little more this week. So I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.